What's happening, man? So, is rap now so much worse than what it was in the past? And for me, it's not really a simple one to answer because what rap are you comparing way back then to now? What rap are what rap are you referring to back in the day, and what rap are you referring to now? Because I'm gonna just keep it real with you. People always tend to look at the past with rose tinted glasses. The past was so much better. What was being put out there back in the days was so much better than now. It's not even just rap. Well, it's not even just rap. It can be boxing. People say, oh, the boxers now, they couldn't lace up the gloves of the boxers in back in the day. Or it could be, I don't know, like athletics. It could be anything. The past was so much better, and that's people's attitude a lot of the time. But as I say, people tend to look at the past with rose tinted glasses. There are rappers now who are a lot better than the rappers back in the day, and I would argue in many cases that rap in its earlier form was a lot more simplistic. The beats were a lot more the beats were a lot less, rather should I say. It was a lot more simplistic. The beats were a lot less developed. And so, in many cases, I would actually argue the rap now is actually a little bit better. Now, I would also argue that there were many rappers back in the days who were better than the rappers that are out here now. But the thing is, there are so many different artists out there doing their thing. It's like, what are you actually comparing it to? So many artists out there doing their thing. Who are you comparing to who? Because just because if we're talking mainstream, that's a little bit easier because we know who was big back in the day. We know Public Enemy were big back in the day. We know that Run DMC were big back in the day. But in terms of like, and obviously now we know that there's Drake, there's like Kendrick Lamar. We know who is out there today. We know who was out there back in the day in terms of mainstream fame. But in terms of the Average, just because people aren't famous doesn't mean they're no good. There are artists back in the day who you probably never heard of. There are artists today who you definitely never heard of, but they're out here putting out solid music. And, the people out here today that you never heard of may be putting out better music than people in the past. In fact, I would probably guess that that is in a lot of cases very much what's going on. The beats now are a lot more developed in a lot of cases, in quite a few cases. The quality of the songs, the quality in terms of the sound, how clear the sound is, in many cases is a lot better now than it was back in the day. So to come out and just say, rap now is a lot worse than what it used to be, I one thing I will say is that rap back in the day was probably overall, not in every case, but overall, I mean, look at MC Hammer. Overall, was a lot more genuine. So the people were saying what was on their mind and in their heart, a lot more back in the day. Overall, even though there was still a few people who maybe weren't as genuine, but overall, I would say that there is no clear answer to that question because one, it depends on what you like. Music's so subjective, and two, also it's like there are people back in the day who probably were no good that you just never heard of them because they were irrelevant and therefore they were never talked about and therefore they're not in the history books and you don't remember them. But also today, because you're living today or because you're around today, you know about the good people, you know about the bad people. But 20 years from now, no one's going to remember the bad people of today. So overall, I would say that it's not clear cut. And a lot of the times it depends on what you like, different strokes with different folks and all that. And there were people who were really good back in the day. There are people who are really good now. And there are people out there who you've never heard of doing bits that you've never heard about that they're still going hard. And that was also the case back in the days. Maybe just that people back in the days were a little bit more genuine overall. Let me know what you think about what I spoke about in this video. Is rap worse than it used to be? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.